guys recording?
Yep.
Thank you.
What are you doing, Peter?
Thinking. Just thinking, Lord. About last night. After it was all over, I needed to be alone. To lick my wounds. To feel like a failure. So I came here to this lonely, isolated place.
Ashamed?
Very ashamed, Lord.
Why?
You know why. I loved him very much. We spent 3 amazing years together. Those were the best years of my life. I've never known and loved someone as much as I did Jesus. He was not only my Lord and Master, he had become my very best friend. I could talk with him about anything. And I let him down when he needed me the most.
You regret that?
Yes, I blew it. I really blew it last night. One disaster after another. It was the worst night of my entire life.
Tell me more.
Well, it began with a Passover meal. James, John, and I were arguing about who was the most important disciple, the best disciple, the most faithful disciple. How silly. What a joke when I think about it. Jesus overheard us and made us all sit down. He then took a dish towel and a pail of water and began to wash our feet. It was so humiliating.
Trying to teach you a lesson you still hadn't learned.
I know. He washed the feet of the other disciples, and as usual, they didn't say a thing. They were the silent type. He then came to me and looked me squarely in the eye and said, "Peter, your turn." As usual, I shot off my mouth. "No, you don't, Lord, not me," he said. "If I don't wash you, you will not be truly clean, and you cannot be my disciple." Then I said, "Lord, wash all of me, my head, my heart, my hands, that I may be truly clean and be your disciple." What a joke. Me, truly clean.
Did it last?
My clean heart lasted about an hour. On the way to Gethsemane, he said, "You disciples will desert me." Once again, instinctively, my mouth shot off. I cannot control my mouth. Lord, why can't I control it? I said, "Not me, Lord. Not me. The others may desert you, but me? Never." What a jerk I was for saying such things.
He knew the inside of your heart better than you did.
Then he went to the garden, and there, the good old faithful disciple that I was, I fell asleep while he was praying. Old reliable himself that I am. He called me the rock, but the rock cracked under pressure.
You're being hard on yourself, Peter.
You think this is bad? I'm not done with the whole story yet. Then the soldiers came. Jesus never hurt anyone. He never lifted his hand or mouth to strike. He was the Prince of Peace. He told us again and again, no violence, no revenge, love your enemies, pray for those who hurt you.
Did you?
When they grabbed Jesus and began to rough him up, I grabbed a sword and cut off a man's ear. Instinctively, in a flash, in a fit of rage, I grabbed a knife and slashed.
That's human nature, but not my nature.
It happened so fast inside of me.
It always does. Anger, revenge, flashes of temper.
Walking in the way of peace isn't easy, Lord.
I never said it would be.
And then I ran away. What a coward.
About the courtyard.
You don't want to hear.
You need to tell.
That wasn't so pretty either. Jesus was inside the home of the judge. I was outside in the courtyard by the fire, warming my hands. This lady came up to me. "You were with him?" I said, "You're crazy, lady." So I got away from her. I went out to the gate, but she followed me and again pointed her finger and said, "You're one of them." I denied it. To escape her, I began talking with the men by the gate. They said, "You have an accent, a Galilean accent. You must be one of them." So I began to cuss and swear and use every four-letter word I knew.
Oh, Peter.
Then the rooster crowed, and I remembered what Jesus had said. It was like a knife that cut right through my heart. I felt terrible, like I was bleeding inside. So I ran and ran and ran, and here I am, all alone, in this lonely place with you.
Do you remember Capernaum after the Transfiguration? You asked Jesus, "How many times shall my brothers sin against me, and I forgive them? 7 times?"
Jesus said, "No, Peter, 70 times 7.
Yes, infinitely, again and again and again. I am forgiveness.
Am I forgiven for last night?
Yes.
Thank you, Lord. I needed to hear you say that. Be with me, Lord, in the days that lie ahead. I'm going to need your help to make it.
I am always with you, Peter.
I'll count on you, Lord.